Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about an American cafe owner arrested for crimes back in the US against a child, elderly man busted for smuggling stuff in his metal stretcher shaped like sausages, Cebu-bound Korean man arrested at Naya for having substances, 3 Chinese pretending to be Filipinos, and a couple of lighter stories in the end to keep everybody sane. Let's begin with a comment from yesterday's video that read, this is from Brian. Good day, mate. You used to show the exchange rate for other popular countries as well. I don't see that anymore. Please rectify. Love your podcast. Originally, I was going to be like, leave me alone. It's a lot of work. But then I'm like, it can't possibly be that much work because I used to get it from some online source, but they're no longer posted. Plus, the exchange rate wasn't really changing that often. But I'm like, I could probably do this. So I made this graphic myself. And by myself, I mean like putting in the prompt for ChatGPT to go ahead and do it. So I hope you like it. Right now, 1 USD equal to just around 57 pesos. Now, here's our main story. An American fugitive, William Anthony Van Leer, formerly William Johnson, a former U.S. Navy intelligence officer and owner of the Panda Pro Cafe in Cambodia, was arrested in Cambodia and extradited to the U.S. to face felony offenses against a minor back from December 2023. Van Leer had been hiding in Cambodia under his new name and was tracked down through facial recognition and online investigation by expats. He had a history of hiring underage girls at a bubble tea shop in Iowa and was previously involved in politics, running unsuccessfully for office in 2010 and 2012. He reportedly tried to return to Cambodia with his family shortly after being charged, but was eventually apprehended and sent back to the U.S., where he is now in custody. The case sparked a local discussion among expats, with some alleging past disturbing behavior, while his wife appeared to publicly support him before going silent. And there you have it. You can run, but you cannot hide. It looks like the online community always comes together. You know, online is internet is a very powerful tool nowadays. They can, find your location, your history, your habits, your online past like posts. There's a lot of stuff you could do online. So it looks like the community in Cambodia, expat community, tracked him down. Also, obviously not just them, but with the help of facial recognition. Let me know if you guys know this dude, if you live in Cambodia, if you travel there. He seems to be rather popular, but I'm glad he's caught. Someone else that's been caught, a 71-year-old Latvian man, Guntars Lukstins, was arrested in Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi airport on June 22nd after attempting to smuggle 3 kilos of hero hidden inside the metal tubing of his stretcher and his luggage. Authorities acted on a tip-off and noted suspicious travel behavior. He flew to Laos with no luggage and returned with a 9-kilo bag. He planned to transit to Malaysia but was intercepted. Officials uncovered 47 filled tubes disguised as part of a medical stretcher. The man was uncooperative, speaking only Russian, and refused to explain the origin of the stuff. Police suspect that the stuff came from Laos and believe Luxton is part of a wider trafficking network using older Europeans as carriers to avoid suspicion. The arrest highlights growing international trafficking through Thailand and increasing sophistication of smuggling methods. Investigation ongoing. It happens quite often. It seems like stuff going through Thailand or actually from Thailand. There's just so many that I don't cover. A lot of, especially British expats, not just the ones we talked about in the past, but also new ones that I just don't feel like covering. But this one was different because of the method, the dude himself, and just the amount of it. Another person arrested for similar stuff in the Philippines, a 39-year-old South Korean national, alias Han, was arrested at Naya Terminal 2 while attempting to smuggle 7.1 million peso worth of suspected ketamine in the backpack. Authorities flagged the stuff during final screening before the Cebu-bound flight on June 22nd. Next up, let's shift to Japan. Japan does things a lot differently than other Southeast Asian countries. In the past, I spoke about a story of a man losing his pension because of a $7 theft from he was a bus driver and he stole like $7 worth of fare and lost everything he worked for. But this guy, I think, takes the cake here. In Japan, even a minor act of dishonesty can lead to serious consequences, especially for public servants. A 59-year-old junior high school principal was dismissed and lost 20 million yen pension after overfilling a convenience store coffee cup by 70 yen. Though the store didn't press charges, the local school board viewed it as a violation of ethical conduct expected from educators. The incident has sparked debate. Was it an overreaction or a necessary stand for integrity? Now, before you share your thoughts, understand Japanese culture is very different. everything's about integrity, honesty, and they tend to do everything to perfection. So this, especially from a public servant, is considered a very serious crime. However, I want to know your thoughts, your feelings. What do you think about basically stealing 50 cents worth of coffee? Does it warrant you losing everything you work for? Now put yourself in a position of a Japanese culture, knowing that this kind of thing is extremely, obviously, dishonesty is very different than maybe somebody in a different country where we kind of walk within the gray lines or whatever, right? So leave your thoughts down below. What do you think? Overreach, overreacting, or do you think this is important and significant to ensure nobody continues this path of fuckery to become completely corrupt in the future? Next up, the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines announced that all applicants for FM and J non-migrant visas, typically for students and exchange visitors, must now make their social media accounts public to allow thorough vetting. This is a part of updated State Department guidelines to screen for anti-American or anti-Semitic. So this is where now you know what? I'm not gonna say a single word about this at all. Basically, you have to make your social media accounts public so they can screen through and see what you said about the Jews, about Americans. So they can reject your application in case you don't support what certain people want you to support. Next up in the Philippines, the Bureau of Immigration arrested 3 Chinese nationals in Zamboanga del Sur for illegally posing as Filipinos using fraudulently obtained documents. The suspects, Wang, whoever, were allegedly operating a coconut charcoal business without proper visas or permits while falsely claiming Filipino citizenship. Another Chinese man was also caught with fake Filipino identity while managing a cell phone shop. BI Commissioner said they can't be doing this kind of stuff because it opens the door for a lot of criminal activity and espionage, rightfully so. All right, let's shift to some lighter news. Like, some of us, and by us I mean me, can be frightened by small bugs and rodents. It's just creepy to me. But check out this girl. Middle school girl catches snake in school cafeteria in an unusual, impressive display of bravery. A middle school girl in Bangkok caught a snake in the school cafeteria, much to the excitement of her classmates who gathered around cheering her on. With calmness and expertise, the girl handled the snake without fear or hesitation, as if she had done it many times before. After successfully catching the snake, she brought it to her teacher, who advised her to release it back into the wild. The incident not only amazed her peers, but also highlighted her courage and composure in an unexpected situation. However, catching snakes with bare hands can be dangerous, but not to this girl. She's like, yeah, I don't mind this. She don't even know if it's poisonous or whatever. Stepped on his neck, grabbed it by his head. And more lighter news, check out these two, man. This is from Lumpini Park in Bangkok. You can see monitor lizards quite often. Also in Benchikiri Park, my favorite park in Bangkok. So yeah, you'll see these monitor lizards quite often if you're traveling in Bangkok and other parts of Southeast Asia, but I've mostly seen it in Bangkok personally. Staying in Thailand, the majority of news and videos from Thailand about foreigners' behavior is negative. But here is something I'd like to see more of. 2 foreign men helping to push a yellow-red taxi. But there you go. You can do something positive. The post received many positive comments. Speaking of doing kind things, check out this next video. In case you don't think that's a big deal, check out how many people lose their lives crossing the streets in Thailand. So good for this guy helping an elderly woman cross the street. And lastly, a 28-year-old factory employee from Mandaluyong City has made history by winning a staggering 935 million pesos through Bingo Plus online gaming platform, the biggest jackpot ever recorded in the Philippines. I really hope this dude gets that money. It's one thing to win it, but actually to have it in your possession. I have a feeling he's going to make a lot of new friends. I would not trust a single soul until I get everything in my account. Even then, I don't know if I'm going to hide that money under my bed. All jokes aside, yeah, I better be spreading that to different portfolios and bank accounts and banks, because that's a whole lot of money. And now it's time for a segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding a previous video, beginning with Das, who says the Philippines is always one step forward, 2 steps back. foreign vloggers have accomplished what the government and LGUs could ever dream of. This is regarding promoting the Philippines as a place to visit in reference to the guidelines of blurring bystanders in your vlogs. And Marvin says, curious what a 50-year-old man was arrested and is jailed for. Yeah, I'm curious as well. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.